You're watching another Nerd Stalker interview with Greg Valoria, aka Social Greg, on Twitter. Good morning. This is Greg Valoria, aka Social Greg, on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network. Today I'm live at the Presidio Graduate School in San Francisco talking about their new competition for a scholarship to their progressive graduate school. I am pleased to talk with Ryan Cabinte, the Associate Dean at the Presidio Graduate School. A little about Ryan. Ryan is a graduate at Yale University, Boston University School of Law, and the Presidio Graduate School. He worked with the Amanda Group, an impact investing private equity firm focused on sustainable businesses. He's also has nearly a decade of experience as a
Want to
litigator.
add anything about yourself you want to tell the Nerd Stalker audience?
No, that sounds like a good intro. I'm a professor at Presidio.
Okay. So talk a little bit about the Presidio Graduate School and its mission.
Sure. Presidio Graduate School's mission is to change the way that business is done on the planet. And the way we do that is by offering MBA programs and public administration programs in sustainable management. So trying to bring people, planet, and profit together in enterprises. And that can be entrepreneurial projects within government or entrepreneurial projects or corporate projects in the business world. And so you can come here and you can get rock solid management skills, everything from product design to accounting to marketing, but you'll also get an extra dose of personal development and leadership so you can thrive in any environment. Doesn't do any good just to be right. You have to be able to operate with other people. And then you also learn sustainability skills.
What's a typical, I would say, demographic of a student at Presidio Graduate School?
Sure. They tend to be pretty entrepreneurial. They tend to be people who have probably 8 years of experience and they're looking for something very different. Maybe they're trained in IT, they've been working in an IT company, they're pretty good at it, but they're looking for work that gives them a little bit more meaning. As a business school, we have students who are a little bit older, so our average age is 33, so there's a lot of experience in the classroom, and just about everybody is looking for a way to make a bigger difference in their professional lives. I'd say that's the biggest reason why people come to Presidio as opposed to doing something else with their lives, because people have a lot of options these days.
Absolutely. So let's go right into it and let's talk about the announcement that Presidio Graduate School announced a few weeks ago about this big idea contest. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. Well, the Big Idea Prize is the brainchild of our president, William Shutkin, and it celebrates our first 10 years. Presidio started itself as a big idea. What would you do if you wanted to create a business school that was built to change the world? And we now have about 700 students or alumni who are out there in the world doing work in impact investing, in clean tech, in food and agriculture, big companies, small companies, all really trying to change the world. And so we decided that we wanted to make an investment in the next big alum from Presidio. So we're looking for somebody who has a big idea to move the needle in sustainability, whether it's water or greenhouse gases, and we want to make an investment in that person. So we're going to give them one, a free ride scholarship to one of our programs, and then two, they're going to be able to enter the Echoing Green Fellowship Competition as a semi-finalist. The Echoing Green Fellowship Competition is one of the premier social enterprise fellowship competitions in the country. And so you can bypass the first round by being the Big Idea Prize winner. So this is our way of launching somebody who has the potential to make a really big impact on the world with the tools that we have at our disposal to help them.
Well, so let's talk about the contest a little bit more. It's being judged by a panel.
Sure. Yeah, it's a panel of Presidio professors and alumni, and one of our investor friends, Walt Pounds, who has a lot of association with the Unreasonable Institute. But we put together, the two professors are our associate dean in the MBA program, and then Bo Giannini, who himself is an international serial entrepreneur, and he teaches our venture capstone or entrepreneurialism class. And then we've put together a bunch of our alumni who come from a bunch of different backgrounds. A couple are entrepreneurs like Joe Madden, who started a company called EOS Climate. They are the world's largest producer of carbon credits from destroying ozone-depleting substances. You can Google that to find out what that is. And we have some folks who are experts in particular fields that we associate with sustainable management. So Jacob Park does scenario planning with focus Forum for the Future. We have a biomimicry expert in Julie Salmons. You can go on the website and find out who all these other people are. But we're really, really proud about the judging panel and what it says about our students, our alumni, and what they go on to do in the world. to make a difference.
Let's talk about maybe some of the criteria these people will be looking at.
Sure. The main criteria is whether or not your idea is actually going to move the needle on the sustainability outcomes that you're talking about. So you've got to be clear on the idea. You need a clear operations plan, you need a clear resource plan, and you need a measurable outcome. So how many GHG gases do you think that you're going to be mitigating? How much inequality are you going to be mitigating? And it has to be large in scale, that everybody will recognize that this is really worth making an investment in. So those three things are pretty key. Another thing that'll be important in your application is showing us that you have the personal courage, passion, leadership skills to actually make it happen. Because as I said before, it's really important that you not just be right about the idea. You got to be the right person to do it. And so we'll be looking for that in your application too. A third thing we'll be looking at is whether or not the Presidio education is actually going to help you. If you're already on your way, then maybe you shouldn't spend some time in school. But if you're the person who would really, really benefit by the community that we have to offer you and the skills that we have to offer you, that's what we'll be looking for in your application as well.
Like, what type of people, after they leave the Presidio grad school, what type of people, what kind of careers that you've seen some of the graduates enter into?
Sure. For people who go into organizations, they take up top or senior sustainability-related positions in the organization. So, for example, at Salesforce.com and at Facebook, the sustainability managers are Presidio graduates. They're also sustainability coordinators in major cities like the city of Austin and in Berkeley and in Cupertino. So people go into big organizations and they become the point person for sustainability. We also have a lot of entrepreneurs, everything from small businesses like here in town, Mission Cheese or Tomato Sherpa, food-related businesses, to sort of clean tech startups. So Mirror Data is a company started by one of our alums, James Parle, who they basically use drones to assess and maintain wind turbines. And they assemble the data and create a product out of the data, as well as doing the maintenance and assessment. So people who are creating really cool businesses in sustainability all over the place, whether it's a small startup or in a corporate setting.
So let's go through the process of an entrant submitting an idea here. How do they do that?
Yeah. Well, to apply, you need to do three things. One, you need to tweet us at PresidioGrad. That's our Twitter handle. Tweet us your idea in whatever is 140 characters. The second thing is you need to send us an email. The email address is admissions@presidioedu.org. And you need to tell us in detail what your big idea to move the needle in sustainability is. And we don't set any rules on format or size. It can be a pitch deck, it can be a video, you can just send us to your website. And part of your judgment is how much to send us. But you got to hit all the points that we'll be judging you on. So that's the second thing you need to do. And the third thing is you have to actually complete our degree program application. And so there's instructions on our website as to how to do that.
That's great. So thank you very much for the interview. We'll close this off. How do we get how can they get a hold of you and learn more information about this?
Sure. Well, the easiest way to find detailed information about the contest is just to Google Presidio Graduate School Big Idea Prize. That's what I would do. You'll get it. The HTML address is a little clunky.
So that was Ryan Cabinte, Associate Dean at the Presidio Graduate School, whose school is looking for the next big idea in sustainability. And remember, you have till December 1st to get your big idea in, and they'll have judging finished by mid-December. Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Greg Valoria, a.k.a. Social Greg, for the Nerd Soccer Media Network, where you believe in tech, startups, design, and you. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and be careful out there.